everyone.
What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Getting yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes. What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Getting yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes.
The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by the SGPN app. Get all of our picks and podcasts for free with the SGPN app. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice of the guys. Me, really real, feeling real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Huge 6-game slate in the W before All-Star Weekend. Got a couple of 3 p.m. East Coast, 12 p.m. Pacific games to talk about. Some later games, some nightcap game, a nightcap game to even talk about here. A big return to talk about. It's a lot to get down. Last episode was cool. Hit my lock over 174.5 between Lynx and Storm as they scored 200 plus points. And the Aces were beating up on the tempo so bad that Asia didn't need to go off. She did not get my 30 plus points. She actually fell 1 point short of the 26.5. I had her for underdog as well. So that blew the underdog entry. But I got the lock, so that's cool. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to break it down. Here's another solo episode. The chat is going. We see a few people in the chat. What up, chat? Other than that, let's get to it. But first, I got to make sure I talk to you about the Sports Gambling Podcast doing their 32 NFL team previews right now. Make sure you go check them out as you'll have a chance to win a $1,000 NFL future with the phrase that pays. You get one word of a 32-word phrase from each one of those previews, and that will get you an entry for a chance to win a $1,000 NFL future. So make sure you go check out those previews and get that phrase that pays. I probably would throw 100. I would probably throw a $1,000 NFL future down on the Giants to get over their win total. I'm almost positive I would do that. Call me a homer, but it is what it is. All right. It's a lot to talk about here. It's a lot that we got to get to. 6 games. We're starting at 3 p.m. on the East Coast. Got a couple of early games here in the W. It looks like first up on the docket that I'm going to talk to you about, though, is the Phoenix Mercury going on the road to play the Los Angeles Sparks. Mercury are currently laying 2.5 in some spots. It's around 2. 1.5 is still available, but it looks like it's a flat 2.5 for the, I'm sorry, I said Mercury for the Sparks. The Sparks are laying 2.5 at home here. Mercury catching 2.5 on the road. 178.5 is the total. Injury report, and for the Mercury, nothing else. Nogic out. We knew that she wasn't playing the rest of the season. Westbeld out for the rest of the season. This is rather the healthiest that this Mercury team has been in a little while. We've got Kiana Williams, a questionable tag for the Los Angeles Sparks, and Plum is still out. All right. So, one, shout out to Phoenix for getting a win. Second leg of a back-to-back. They did get the win against Connecticut after dropping the first game. That game went under. That was a perfect textbook deja vu spot. The dog won outright and the over cashed in the first game, and then the favorite came back and covered and the under came through. Like that's literally the 4 bets you want to hit in a perfect deja vu angle. That was a great job by the Connecticut Sun and the Phoenix Mercury. But with that being said, I am not counting on the Mercury to hold a team to 62 points, 63 points, excuse me, 63 points. Again, I think that their defense is bad, and it's not as bad as the Sparks, who are giving up about 94 points per game for over the course of the season. So I don't think it's Sparks bad, but the Sparks giving up 94 points per game in the last 5 games, 92.2 points per game for the Phoenix Mercury. I think the pace is going to be up here in this game as the Sparks are going to try to run, especially on their home court. Earlier game, potentially camp day game. I need to go double check and make sure that this is a camp day game, but it seems like this could potentially be a camp day game. So, bigger atmosphere here in these two teams. I think that the shots could find themselves in the basket. I was never going to consider an under with the Sparks at all, but I don't think I'm in the business of taking it with the Mercury, who have also been a pure over team as of late. 3-2 to the total are both of these two teams to the over and under, but the Mercury are 4-1 in the last 5 games to their opponent's team total over. That one under game clearly being the last game where they allowed 63 points to the Connecticut Sun. But other than that, it's been easy to score on the Mercury, and we know how easy it's been to score on the Los Angeles Sparks and how um, abysmal that defense has been. Sparks 7-3 to the total in their last 10 games. Over is the very, very first look that I looked at the game. Under 180 is something that I say, okay, I probably would take an over in this spot. The side, I mean, both of these two teams are pretty bad. Laying points with the Sparks just doesn't feel good. Sparks 3-6 as a favorite over the course of the season. Sparks have covered 6 of the last 4 games, actually, but lost 7 games in the last 10. So they're 3-7 in the last 10. Uh, I think I could see the Mercury getting out early in this game. The Sparks have not been the best starting team. They've kind of figured that out later in the game. I think I talked about that in another game, maybe earlier this week or last week or something like that. And I talk about the Sparks and having a slow start into these games, but picking things up later on. I could see that happening for this Mercury team as well. I think Kalia Copper could have one of those first halves where she has like some 15, 16 points in the first half. And it just seems like the Mercury are going to get ready to pour it on. But the Mercury have been just horrible closing teams. It doesn't seem like anybody else is giving the contribution that Kalia Copper is giving night in, night out. And so I think I could see a situation where the Sparks come out after half and just kind of run this team down, especially with the fact that the pace is going so fast. The Mercury probably can keep up with that early in the game, but are probably getting tired out as they get to the fourth quarter. I guess so. For one, is definitely if I were taking the Mercury, I would take them early. 6-3-1 ATS in the first half in the last 10 games. Spark are 3-7 in that same span. Actually, the Mercury is a road dog in that same span, 3-1-1 to the first half total. So they bid in the game early. They just haven't been able to close things out. I like them to be in it early here. If I play Mercury, I'll play them in the first half. Maybe a look at the Sparks for the full game, just being at home. I think that, yeah, that's about it. I'm really not. I'm not looking for the full game total on this one. Let's see what the chat has to say. Chat, where y'all at? Brink back helps the offense. Brink had a nice little game in that last game. Thought she was cool. Player props. It starts and ends with Kalia Copper. I don't know if I've said this on air enough. I feel like we've been taking. No, we talked about how much we took Kalia Copper on air. So like, yeah, y'all know that we're taking Kalia Copper points prop. Nothing's changed there. I don't know exactly what it's at. It's probably at like what 20.5. Let's see here. Kalia Copper's points 21.5 over. Another play that I make pretty consistently in a Los Angeles Sparks game. Nneka Ogwumike over 17.5 points. De'Erica just hasn't been. De'Erica's like up and down, giving me like, sometimes yeah, sometimes no. And she probably gets the AT matchup. So maybe De'Erica has the struggle game and maybe NECA has the better game. But let's see. Anything else that just kind of clears player prop wise in my head? I don't think so. Maybe AT gets rebounds, but yeah, it's not nothing else really pops out right there. All right. Let's see. Next game up. 3 p.m. on the East Coast. We have the Minnesota Lynx. This is going to be fun. Minnesota Lynx are on the road going to play the Seattle Storm. Seattle's catching 9.5 at home. 175.5 is the total. And we have some pretty big news to break here for those who, may not be as tapped into the W as others. Nafisa Collier has been listed as probable for the game. It looks like Nafisa Collier will be making her debut of the 2026 WNBA season in this game before the All-Star break. So expect to see Nafisa Collier. I haven't heard anything about minutes restrictions, limits, or anything like that for Collier in this game yet. I would assume that she probably has one, and it just hasn't been announced yet. But even if you tell me that you go out there and you put Nafisa Collier out there for 5 minutes a quarter every quarter, and that's 20 minutes, I think you're going to get a pretty decent form of Nafisa Collier. I think that she's going to go out there and immediately make an impact offensively. I They have to have her on the court with Olivia Miles at some point. So whether she starts or comes off the bench, she's got to be on the court with Olivia Miles. I am begging to see what that pick and roll looks like with her and Miles. And I haven't seen any Collier props. I'm not expecting any Collier. Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll probably drop them at some point. But like, if you told me you wanted to play some type of Collier prop, I wouldn't be mad at you. I don't know what they would set that line at, but like, I think that she could very easily, if I just off the top of my head, they probably run the pick and roll a few times. She probably scores on it at least once a quarter with the pick and roll for her and Miles. And that's just me being like very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Chat. What's the word I'm looking for? This is the baseline. This is where I think the baseline is. She scores a bucket a quarter. Now, what if she gets to the free throw line? Add some points there. What if she actually goes crazy and it's multiple buckets? Like, what does this team look like? Also, let's add to the fact that this is also the second game of a deja vu set. And the Storm did cover the first game. We bet over in that game. The Storm did cover the first game. It did go over. This would be a great time for Minnesota to shore things up defensively before the All-Star break a little bit. Collier comes back. What does that look like defensively? Maybe they just turn into a better defensive team locked in on that side of the ball. They just gave up 100 points. I could 100% imagine right before the All-Star break, Cheryl Reeve is laying into that team saying, we have to play better defensively, guys. We gave up 100 plus points. Almost lost the game. So I know that I said that I can't lay this number with Minnesota right now last time. But I mean, come on. Like, how do you not feel the vibes right now to lay the 9.5 with the Lynx? And I understand they just did it. I said that I thought that the Storm were going to cover that last game. This is a back-to-back game set. Storm feeling themselves a little bit. It was a very contested game, but if Collier comes in and makes any type of impact in any type of minutes, and then what if she gets what if it's a boatload of minutes? Like they've been ramping her up and up and up and up and up to play for a while now. What if she looks great out there? Because this is what I think happens. This second half of the season, I think Minnesota's going to kill. I think that in the second half of the season after the All-Star break, we're going to be laying 10, 11, 12, 13 points with Minnesota, not even blinking an eye. And they're going to cover and cover and cover. Maybe this is the start of that. It's a kind of the vibes that I'm feeling. I think I'm playing the drop. think Minnesota handles business here. Minnesota laying the number. Chat saying, yep, hype about Fee coming back. Lynx first half. I like that look with the Lynx first half. I possibly like that look more than the whole game, honestly. Yeah, that lineup of Collier, Miles, McBride, and Williams is gonna be crazy. And then just, sprinkling Natasha Howard. They really need to get Dorka Uhas ramped up so they can have a big that could spread, that could spread the floor as well. If Dorka Uhas can get ramped up and start playing like meaningful basketball, I think a lineup of those four and Uhas would be nasty. Yeah, late for Lynx futures, but I just say game by game, play them game by game. All right, totals. It was at 177 and a half when Scott made these. It's at 175 and a half. I would say take the under. Like, I know we just bet the over and we scored 200 points in that game. I would say take the under. Minnesota can hit a gear defensively. They just haven't done it for the past 2 weeks. But like they can hit a gear defensively and really take the air out of the basketball and make this frustrating on Seattle. And Seattle could coast into the All-Star break because like they're 6-22. Who cares? All right. Player props. Anything that comes to mind. I don't want to take no shot with Dom Malonga right now. I did have our found was really interesting. She gets a lot of offensive rebounds, and then she starts hitting them threes. She's in like maybe not farm this game, but remind me after the All Star break. We might have to play some more our farm. Olivia Miles, what's your points and assists at? Let's just go ahead and put that rinse and repeat back in there. 24 and a half. Yep. Kayla McBride. I feel like Fee could be the reason that Kayla McBride doesn't get her 20 plus this game. So I might not play Kayla McBride. I really do want to play Courtney Williams because Fee is coming back, but I just don't know what that ball handling looks like with Williams and Miles. Not going to play that game right now. Yeah, the only thing that I would truly trust is I would 100% play Olivia Miles. I would actually, her assists are at 6.5. I would probably ladder Olivia Miles assists here. I would not be surprised if Olivia Miles came close to, if not had a double-double in this game. Really wouldn't. Yeah, our fan three's been cashing. I mean, just watching the game, she's hitting like multiple threes. Like she feels really, really comfortable. And it's so funny because in that last game against Minnesota, they were talking about the rookies and they were just talking about Flage and Olivia Miles. They were talking about Fallon. I feel like she's been really good recently, at least. So hope that keeps up for her. All right. Before we get to the next game of the slate, gotta talk to the people about Underdog. Spreads, money lines, totals, and parlays all available over there at Underdog Fantasy. Plus, Best Ball Mania is going on, and it's the best way to play fantasy football with 15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. I gotta go get a few best ball teams in. 2 million to first place? No way. Pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats, and you can cash money in their pick'em entries. New customers play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Call Sheet. Trade spreads, money lines, totals, futures, all of that over there at Call Sheet. Call Sheet is available in a ton of different states. They have a whole bunch of different things to get in on the action. Those LeBron James next team trades are going through over there at Call Sheet. You could trade Big Brother over there at Call Sheet. New Call Sheet customers get $10 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Call Sheet, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. All right. Let's see here. We've got 7 p.m. slate. So now we're a little bit further in the day on Wednesday, this last day before the All-Star break. My New York Liberty are at home, welcoming the Chicago Sky to town. Sky are catching 10.5 now. This is what it looks like to me. Looks like Sky catching 10.5. 179.5 is the total. Injury report. And we have for the, I see some 8.5s out there, actually. I'm going to go look. Let's see what's the best number we got here. Let's see 10.5, 9.5, 8.5. Looks like the line is a little bit everywhere. 8.5. That's what we're calling it. We're calling it 8.5. DJ Carrington not playing. Skylar Ding is not playing. All right. No Satsu, no Phoebich, no timetable for return for Phoebich. If we didn't mention that last episode, I think we did. And Marine Johannes is a questionable for this game. All right. Well, I mean, just as a Liberty fan, nothing has made me feel good about the Liberty recently. I want to say that I text Scott about this, and I feel like I've said this on air. If I haven't, for the loyal listeners of the show, please correct me if I haven't. But I feel like I've said this on air. But the New York Liberty's coach sucks. Excuse me, he fucking sucks. I would like you all to go back, whether you're one of those people to like read play by play or whether you're somebody that likes to go back to the game and watch the third quarter. Watch that third quarter for the Liberty. It was a 9-point third quarter in that game against the Wings. 9 points. He didn't call timeout until 1:44 left in the quarter. No timeout. I mean, the Wings just bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket. The run was going for the entirety of the quarter. No time. He's not doing anything over there. He's literally standing on the side of the bench, not doing anything. I mean, I have no idea how you're supposed to feel comfortable laying this amount of points with Liberty right now against anybody. The New York Liberty in their last 10 games are 3-7 straight up. They are 2-7-1 against the spread. I mean, of course, because they're 3-7 straight up in their last 10 games. So, yes, I get it. They went to, first of all, they had a 3-point lead. They ended up going down double digits because the coach didn't call timeout at all. They somehow scrambled something together during a fourth quarter and find themselves blessed with overtime. And wish that they allowed the Wings to force them into an overtime. And then now they're going back and forth in overtime. They end up winning by 1. So they didn't cover any number. I just want you to make sure that's known. They didn't cover any number. The number before Page got hurt, while the game was going on and Page was playing in the game, the line was 1.5 Liberty. Didn't cover that. So they definitely didn't cover the 3.5 after. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to trust the Liberty here. I understand the Sky are not a good team. They are not. They're also 7-3 in their last 10 games. ATS 5-5 straight up. They have more wins than the Liberty in their last freaking 10 games. Plus, the Liberty are injured and hurt all the way to hell. No Satsu. You bring in that, Satsu's still battling the concussion issue. Marine Johannes, we'll see if she goes. Even if she does go, you're still down Leone Phoebich, who is your best defender, and he's refusing to play Benaj Eleni for whatever reason, who was a really good defender for you in the past. So now you're kind of living off Stewie and John Quill. It's not enough. The Liberty have struggled with bigs. So Courtney Vandersloot should be able to pick apart the defense and get Camilla the ball. I think Camilla Cardoso have a pretty good game in this one. Sydney Taylor's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Shout out to Sydney Taylor. Absolute dog. Undrafted rookie. And she's potentially, she's one of the best players on the team. Also, Cloud's got some motivation in this game. Courtney Vandersloot for Liberty as well. Azare Stevens, I think, spreads the floor. Probably can knock down a couple threes here. I can make a case for it. And then the bench. The bench is where I think that they actually have the upper hand. And I think the Sky bench is going to be able to score. So clearly, I'm taking Chicago plus the points. Push the pace, get them on their heels, put up a big total. I'll take the over because I won't take an under with Chicago. Chicago's 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games. The Liberty are 7-3 to the over because, oh, wow, surprising. They're not playing any defense. Liberty opponents team total in their last 10 games, 7-3 to the over to the opponents for the team total, 7-3 to the over for the full game for the Liberty. Over. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm talking about that in the lock session. But I like over for the game because I do think that the Chicago Sky are going to be able to score here, and I just can't trust the Liberty for shit. I think the coach sucks. I think they're a horrible team right now. They probably get the win, but it's nothing clean. Scott would probably be sitting here and telling you a Liberty 1-10 is probably a very good bet for the game. I think I would echo that. So if you can get a Liberty 1-10 line, then I would definitely play that. Yeah, I do like Sydney Taylor here, Mal. I do, because no Leona Phoebus. Who's gonna guard her? Astier? Yanescu? Who's guarding her? Nah. So, yeah, I like that. Player props. Every Liberty game, you should immediately look and see what Stewie's points prop is listed at, and probably take it because she's the only person consistent on the Liberty that I trust to just go out there and score night in, night out. Guards do be cooking the Sky, but I'm kind of concerned about Natasha Cloud maybe knowing how to play Sabrina a little bit better. They played together. Maybe she knows how to play her a little bit better, but maybe Sabrina goes and gets hers. Maybe Sabrina assists. Sabrina Ionescu assists might be interesting at 6 plus 123. Maybe. I'd have to dig into that one a little bit deeper. Pause. Camila Cardoso's at 13 points. Take the over there. And take the over on the rebounds too. Liberty will definitely revert back to their horrible rebounding days and just have a terrible day on the glass. And especially against Chicago, like I remember Angel having some really big rebounding games. So I would look at a Camila Cardoso there. I'm not on. Don't co-sign me for the Sabrina assist play just yet. It just sounds like a good idea. Sydney Taylor's points prop is all the way at, it's at 17.5. Okay. I mean, I wasn't, no, it's at 16.5. I'm sorry, it's at 16.5. That's not bad. I could consider that. All right. I think that's enough there. I like points here, so just sign up for a bunch of points, honestly. A bunch of points in the game. Who wants to be next? Let's talk about the plus 172 for Liberty 1-10. Shout out to Mile. Plus 172 for Liberty 1-10. I would take that. That's a pretty nice plus 172 bet. Wow. Might have to add that to the that might be my dog. That's gonna be a lot of good bets here. A lot of bets that I'm kind of interested to make already. And we're only halfway done with the slate. I got 3 more games to talk to you about here. Let's talk about the Las Vegas Aces on the road going to play the Washington Mystics. Aces lay at 6.5, 164.5 is the total. Let's see if we can get an injury report for that one. Nothing for the Mystics to report. Kirsten Bell is out. All right. Mystics are feeling themselves ending the Valkyrie streak after losing the first 2 times, but they got it done the 3rd time. They ended their streak. I would like to say, and for one, I think if you really been paying attention, you know I've been pessimistic of this Mystics team all season long. All season long. This is absolutely the spot where the Mystics go there, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm all over the Aces. I think 6.5 is a very short number. 2 possessions for an Aces team that, one, if they really, really buy in defensively, because the first half of that game against the Tempo, they were not locked in defensively, but they really settled in defensively in that second half and really, really held the Tempo down from scoring. What was it? Gave up 44 points in that first half, and then it was down to like 30. I think it was like 30. What's that, 38? And it just looked a lot better. It looked a lot cleaner and felt like they were more in control of the game. And that's really where they were able to really, really like just continue that scoring rate and really pull away from that total in the second half of that game. And I think that's something similar to what they can do here is if they can just find that extra motor defensively that I know that they can hit, and they're going to need to hit because the Mystics come with their own like problems and their own issues where they can go out there and find ways to make things tough. I'm always for an Asia Wilson prop, but Asia has had some tough games against the Mystics. She's had some games where she killed them, but she's had some tough games against this Mystics team. I feel like I remember in the past. Let me just go double check, make sure I'm not blowing smoke on my ass. She could have dropped 30 on them for the last 3 games straight. But I feel like it's like a couple of rough games that I remember in there, and I'm like, dang, she's like, she really not, she really didn't do as much as well as I thought she would do in this game. And I have a number. I was looking at definitely a 36 right there against the Mystics. Maybe I'm just talking in my head. I felt like it was like a 19-point game that I remember betting her against them. Oh, there it is, the 15 and 12. I knew it was like something where she played them, they got the win, but it didn't look that good. All right, never mind. Let me not tell you. She might mess around and have 30. Let me not tell you that. But I do think that this is a game where the Mystics can go and they can lock in defensively and try to make it harder and not let what Toronto let happen, where it was all Jackie Young, it was all Asia Wilson, it was all Chelsea Gray, it was all Nalissa Smith, and they couldn't really get any stops. I think there'll be more stops on the Mystics side of the ball. My concern for them is if they can't exploit the Aces defense, then they are going to have a rough day. If Shakira Austin and Kiki Iriafen cannot score on the inside, it's going to be a rough day. That is the matchup that I'm watching. How do they perform going up against Asia and Nalissa Smith? Now, do I think Nalissa is stopping either one of them one on one for real? For real? No, I don't. But if those stops come, especially the stops where they're trying to go one on one with Asia, if those stops come, Nalissa Smith is a very, very good rebounder. And that's why they continue to have her on the team, not because of the scoring that she gives every now and then. It's the rebounding and the constant rebounding that she gives. And that's what they really, really like about her. So I think that's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. And if you sit there and tell me that the Mystics can absolutely exploit that, then I think they can. But that offense has been very, very finicky. They just scored 90 points on the Valkyrie, and I just would not be surprised for them to come out here and have an absolute stinker against the Aces. This total is at 162.5 for a reason. It's at 162.5 for a reason. The Aces defense has not looked amazing to this point in the season, but I think this is a moment where they can kind of come up big. The Mystics play a lot of ugly, ugly games, and I think this is going to be an ugly one. I think the Aces actually pull away though, so I think it's Aces laying 6.5. Maybe it needs to be a. I think this is another one where find a Aces 1 to 10 from Mile. Aces 1 to 10. I think a Aces 1 to 10. If you told me like a Aces 1 to 10, Liberty 1 to 10, and the Aces they cover because I think they cover 6.5, but is it just gonna be 11, 12, 13 points? I don't think so, actually. I think it's a relatively close game, but I do think that the two possessions is enough for the Aces where free throws, they get there, but is it past 10? I don't think so. I think it's right there. I think that sweet spot is in that 7, 8, 9 range. 9 feels like the number. If I had to pick an exact number, I'd probably pick 9. So, yeah, Aces 1 to 10. I'm curious what that looks like. Under 162.5. I have a gut feeling that there's not going to be a lot of scoring in this one. It's at 164.5 right now. Mystics can muck up and really make some ugly games. This could be like a 80-75 type game. Yeah, no. I'm not sold on the over here. Player props. Anything? Maybe Sonya Citron. If I had to pick somebody to score, would probably pick Sonya Citron here. Threes. What's her threes at? Two threes for Sonya Citron plus 129. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to attack the aces, that's where you're gonna want to do it. Play inside out. I could see Kiki trying to score on the inside. Nothing really there, kicking it back out, 3-point shooter, bang. I could see that. So Citron, maybe a points, maybe a three, something like that. I wonder what Melissa Smith rebounds are. 6? Like, I think this is going to be the one where they're really going to need her. I think they're really going to need her on the glass. It's either going to be her or Asia just has like a 15 rebound game. But they're going to need to keep Ariafin and Shakira Austin off the glass. So I could get down on some aces rebounds. I don't know. I'm kind of predicting an ugly game, so I don't want to get down on too many points props here in that game. All right. 2 more games on the slate. Before we get to that, let's talk to the people about Circa. Greatest NFL handicapping contest is back and better than ever with 30 million in prizes, 20 million for Circa Survivor, 6 million for Circa Million, 4 million for Grandissimo. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere. Circa Sportsbook now takes Bitcoin. Head over to footballcontest.com. Use promo code SGPN. Get $50 off your proxy fees and come out to Circa for contest weekend, August 27th through the 29th. And you get 15% off your stay at Circa with promo code SGP15. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, your official data tool for dominating the MLB, WNBA, and football is almost here. I've been taking in Giants content all day, getting excited. Rhythm's models can help you cash in, or you can build your own models and go dominate the books. Get a 7-day free trial. Use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. Get 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25. All right. Let's see here. Next game on the docket. Let's talk about the Connecticut Sign on the road. Going to play the Indiana Fever. Fever laying 10.5, 179.5 is the total. Injury report. And I have Sanaya Rivers is questionable. Brittany Griner's questionable. Aaliyah Edwards is out. Demiris Dance is out. Caitlin Clark, probable. That's it there. All right. So, what do I have to say? One is that Indiana has not favored us well in this spot 1 and 2, currently as a favorite to 10 plus points. I think we remember that laying a bunch of points with Indiana has not felt the best this season. You also have the fact that the Indiana Fever, while they're 6-4 against the spread recently, they are 2-3 in that span as a home favorite. They are 1-4 in the first half as a home favorite. Last 5. Wow. Yikes. So this has not been the spot that you've really wanted to back Indiana. Connecticut's been feisty, 7-3 in their last 10 games. ATS 5-5 straight up, which is really good for a team that couldn't get any wins recently. They haven't gone away in a lot of these games. I know they just took the back-to-back loss to the Phoenix Mercury, but like they got the outright win right before that and looked great and dominant. Now, that was a game that Aaliyah Edwards was going crazy in. And so that probably plays a part. But I mean, what about the Indiana defense? Has anybody felt like Oh yeah, I just want to lay double digits with this team. Like the thing about laying double digits is that they have to get the stops. They have to play the defense and get the stops to be able to pull away. And I just don't know if this Indiana team can do that, especially with the pace and how fast they want to play. And Connecticut, if you want to run, Connecticut is going to run with you, especially if they start throwing Sinai Rivers out there, start dictating the pace. Like it's going to be bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket. Over already. Let's just go ahead and put that on the board. I like over for the game. Indiana's been 7-3 to the total in their last 10 games here. So I like over. Uh Yeah, ultimately, I think Connecticut will have a issue guarding like Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston, and it's just going to be on them to be able to score points. And we'll see how the defense of Indiana is able to hold on. But Olivia Nelson Adota is one person that I think is going to have a better game in this one and be able to put forth a good number to the total. I think she's going to be probably matched up with Monique Billings, and that should be a really good matchup for her. Brittany Griner, I'd love to see what her versus AB is going to look like in that matchup. Layla Khan's been playing well. And like I said, if Sanaya Rivers is in this game and she's able to dictate the pace and push the ball up and down the court, like it's going to be so much scoring that I think Connecticut is going to be in the game. I'm not in the business of laying this big number with the Indiana Fever. I've remembered that I've learned my lesson from that earlier in this season. I know it has a we haven't seen a number this big with the fact that Clark's been kind of in and out of the lineup. They've been figuring things out, but like I don't feel good about Indiana's defense enough to lay double digits. 10.5. It's 10.5 right now. I know it says 9.5 there. It's at 10.5 right now. No, I'm good. Give me Connecticut Sun plus 10.5. I think they hang around there. I like over for the game. You told me this is some both teams score 90 plus type of game. I would not be surprised. So I like the over 176.5. Yes, play Kelsey Mitchell, points props. Like I said, I like Olivia Nelson Ododa. I think her 12 plus points is a little conservative. I could see her with a closer to 15-point game here if she just continues to go at Mo Billings. With the thought that Brittany Griner is playing in the game. Even if Griner doesn't play, I still think that now that just opens up more for Odota. Like if Griner doesn't play, Aaliyah Edwards doesn't play, they got to play Olivia Nelson Odota all the minutes. So, I mean, just pure being out in the court, right place, right time, she could sure go over that prop. Her 15 plus points is at plus 237. Interesting. Might be something that this might be something to look a little bit deeper into. But what else? I think that's about it for me there. Oh, Aaliyah Boston probably gets her rebounds. I would think she's going to get her rebounds. All right. 179.5 on that over. I said over that, right? Over 179.5. Take that. All right. Good on there. One game left. Oh, and it's an interesting note for this game as well. The Dallas Wings are on the road going to play the Portland Fire. Fire catching 5.5 at home. 174.5 is the total. Injury report for this game, and we have Paige Beckers is a questionable for the game. They're very adamant of putting that information out early. Don't know if that means that they're going to just pull her back in the last second, but Alana Smith is questionable as well. Paige Beckers, they didn't say that she was in concussion protocol. They said it was just rest. So it looks like she could be playing in this one. Nothing for the Portland Fire to report right now. Both of these two teams are actually 13-13 against the spread this season. It's just a funny little tidbit. Thought that was funny. Both of them 13-13. 13 is my favorite number, actually. Fire 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games. Haven't won a bunch of those games, 4-6 straight up, but 7-3 against the spread. It's been the exact opposite for the Dallas Wings in the last 10 games. 7-3 against the spread, 4-6. 7-3 straight up, 4-6 against the spread. I think I like Wings here. It really just depends. One, I need confirmation that Paige Beckers is playing. Ultimately, I'm kind of getting to the point of the wing. But 5.5 is a good amount of points. So ultimately, I'm at the point where the Wings are probably going to play with their food and not be a serious basketball team until Page comes and bails them out in the fourth quarter. They came out and they were competitive in that first game against the Liberty without Beckers, but then that third quarter came in, Chris DeMarco was horrible, and they found a way to still lose that game. It was like 21-9 third quarter, and you find a way to lose that game in the fourth quarter in overtime like that. But it's been moments like this, even with Paige Beckers on the court, where you're like, okay, questionable play coming out of Dallas, but then Paige kind of bails them out and saves them at the end. Oh, I think I might be on the fire. 5.5, two possessions might actually not be enough because this might be just one of those games where it just goes back and forth to the wire. Dallas 1-10. I feel like the 1-10 is such a bailout, but I really do think that it could be Dallas 1-10. I don't think Dallas is going to blow out the Portland Fire. I don't think it's a double-digit win. If anything, Portland's probably up in the game, and Dallas had to come back at some point, or everybody in Dallas can't make a shot in the fourth quarter except Paige Beckers, and that's what gets the Portland Fire back in the game, and Dallas just squeaks out with the win. Like, I think Dallas is just concerned with just winning games right now. You see that they're 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games with 4-6 against the spread. They're a lot more concerned with just coming out with the win, and it's a lot because of Paige Becker saving them in the fourth quarter in some of these games that they're actually down. So I think it could be a lot of that. I'm going to take Give me Fire plus the points. I'll put my name on the Fire here. Give me Fire plus the points, but I will take Dallas Wings 1-10. So what was the 3 1-10s that I said? You take a 1-10 on the Wings, you take a 1-10 on the Aces, you take a 1-10 on the Liberty. That probably pays out decent. It's a nice little parlay. It probably pays out decent. All right. Yeah. And it really is, if Portland's going to do that, it's going to be because Dallas can't stop a thing. 90 points given up in the last 10 games for the Dallas Wings. If this happens, it's because Dallas can't stop anything. And that Fire offense continues to just click, even though the Fire are going to give up 90 points their own right. And it's not like neither one of these two teams are just going up and down the court, blistering fast pace. It's really not. So, yeah. Over. What's that over at? 174.5. Over. Give me Fire plus points, but let Dallas win the Tens because I do think Dallas wins the game. Page saves them at the end. Nice little scoring day, saves them at the end. If Page does not play, Fire outright. All right. Let's close things out here. Done burning the midnight oil, ready to get in the lot dog underdog and get up out of here. For my is there some all-star stuff? I did see that the 3-point contest names dropped. And I've seen a couple of people ducking 3-point contest smoke again. Oh yeah, well, I might do an all-star episode. We'll see. Lock. I do like a lot of stuff, honestly. I want to fade Liberty. Yeah, I'll take the over. Give me over 179.5 in Chicago Sky, New York Liberty. It's a lot of bets. It's a lot of bets to make. Wow. Did I tell y'all that was Lynx minus 9.5 earlier? Or did I say it was 10.5 earlier? Did that go up? I think I might have said it was 10.5 earlier. I might be tripping. Helm said parlay, cough. All right, I might drop a parlay. Dog. What do I want to play for a dog? I would love to just hate and go Connecticut money line. I do. That Mercury first half just isn't enough. I could take the 110 angles. But then that would make me because the best one I feel about is the Liberty. I just know the Liberty are not covering that. We'll go aces. Yeah, let's say the Mystics. Yeah, the Mystics are at home too. Let's say the Mystics give us a good close game, not but don't get it done. Aces 1 to 10. That's my dog. Parlay. What would a parlay even look like for me? What do I like more, the over or Connecticut plus 10.5 in that game? I really do by myself. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're both correlated. So if I'm wrong about one, I probably am wrong about the other two. So let's just go over. Connecticut Sun, Indiana Fever. Mm, hmm. Do I want to just go a bunch of overs? Over. I do like overs. Over Phoenix Mercury and Los Angeles Sparks at 3 p.m. Just go ahead and cash that early. Take me to Connecticut and take me to Dallas. I mean, well, Portland. So yeah, that's three overs. So that's the parlay. Three overs parlay. And let's just say the three games I like. So that means I have four overs on the day. Well, if it's what I handicap, it's what I handicap. All right, guess I like overs. So we'll go. Dang, so I gave you an over for the lock in Sky Liberty. Then I'm telling you to also take the over in Mercury and Sparks. But that sounds right. I'm also telling you to take the over in Fever in Connecticut. But that also sounds right. And then I'm also telling you to take the over in the Wings and the Fire. And that definitely sounds right. So yeah, sure. Plus 567. There you go. Mm, I need an underdog lineup. Underdog. It was so close. Literally 1 point off. And I was sitting there. I was like, oh yeah, I hit underdog. I think I had 25.5 for Asian. No, definitely 26.5. Ugh, that hurt. Okay, well, I think Camilla is gonna be able to score, but do I just want to be safe again and just take Stewie? Mm, I should. Camilla has been on a minutes restriction too, but that might be like it might be coming off of that. We'll go Stewie, but keep on record that I was very heavy on Camilla. I probably end up playing Camilla in some way, shape, or form later on in the day. Stewie hired 21.5 points. I do like my Olivia Nelson Odoto look. 11.5. I think she still gets over that. I really like Aaliyah Boston at 7.5 rebounds. I really like Aaliyah Boston at 7.5 rebounds. I also want that thrown on the record that I like Aaliyah Boston 7.5 rebounds. Rebounds or Dota points. It's no Aaliyah Edwards and potentially no Griner. Let's take Olivia Nelson Odoto now. So Olivia Nelson Odoto higher 11.5 points. And I'll just take the assist on Miles, honestly. With Collier back, she's gonna be. I mean, the pick and roll is gonna be there. She's gonna have a fun. The offense is gonna roll. Olivia Miles and it's spicy on just the assist. So let's take Olivia Miles assist. So it goes. Olivia Miles higher 6.5 assists. Brianna Stewart higher 21.5 points, and Olivia Nelson Adota higher 11.5 points. 6.69x over there. Underdog $100 gets $669 over there. Underdog fans. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, I like that Portland team total over against the Wings. Cloud Revenge does sound interesting. I do like under in Lynx and Storm. Carla Late has been good. And yeah, the Boston board is 7.5 is plus money. I think that's crazy. Like, what are they saying? What are you not telling me? Because even if Brittany Griner does play, she's not the rebound. Like, she's not the rebounder and just forcing Aaliyah Boston off the glass. Like Aaliyah Boston throwing them elbows, getting them rebounds. I think that's kind of. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Maybe it's Boston's on a minutes restriction. Maybe that's it. She might be on a minutes restriction. All right, that's it. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast, and give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get the WNBA Gambling Podcast. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of any podcast. Just gonna end it like this. We are out of here.